Good morning, students. Welcome to our class Biological Science. Dear students, in the previous class we discussed about different ecosystem. We have started our lesson. What is an ecosystem? Ecosystem is a large area where different types of living organisms and non-living organisms living there and influence with each other to maintain the balance in that particular area. Here I am going to explain more about it. If you take here grass or plant, deer, leopard, or butterfly, lizard, snake, eagle. If you observe this, it explains the feeding relation between the different types of organisms. The flow of energy. It explains the flow of energy in a ecosystem. To explain the flow of energy in a given ecosystem, the scientists used a word food chain. What is that? Food chain. They used a word food chain. The food chain will easily explains to us about the moving of different types of energy, the movement of energy between the different types of organisms. For example, the energy from the plants it entered into the butterfly, from butterfly to lizard, lizard to snake, snake to eagle. Here, from here to deer, deer to leopard. So in this way, we can easily learn the movement or the flow of energy in an ecosystem between the different organisms. Okay, I will explain about the food chain. The food chain mainly contains three steps. The first step contains the producers. Okay, the food chain mainly contains three steps. The first steps contains these producers. What are the producers? The plants and the blue-green algae. Plants and blue-green algae. The plants and blue-green algae are the producers which produce the food. The food produced by these organisms is utilized as energy providing source in the whole ecosystem. The second stage, consumers are present. What are consumers? All the plant eating animals are herbivores and carnivores. All at one. Herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, all are come under these consumers. Herbivores means plant eating animals. Carnivores means flesh eating animals. Animal eating animals. Do you understand that? Omnivores means both plants and the animal eating animals. Okay. The third step includes the decomposers. The decomposers are the bacteria, are the microorganisms which feed on the dead bodies. Okay, are the remains of the after the death of the organisms. It feed on the debris and waste materials. Or after the death of the organisms. Okay, they recycle the nutrients into the soil for the plants again. Because of this, it's also known as recyclers. Do you understand this? Okay, so for the explaining the flow of energy in a given ecosystem is used by this food chain. The food chain mainly contains three stages or three steps: producers, consumers, decomposers. Producers are the plants and blue-green algae which can produce the food material. Consumers means all the herbivores, carnivores, omnivores and different types of organisms which feed on the directly or indirectly on the plant products. Those are the consumers. Okay, decomposers are the microorganisms which feed on the waste and excrete of the waste materials are the after the death of the organisms. The bodies of after death of the organisms, they feed on it and they decompose the waste materials. Okay, they release the nutrients or the minerals that present in it into the soil again for the plants. Because of that, these are known as recyclers. Okay. So the feeding relation between these organisms is very important. Do you understand that? The feeding relation between these organisms are very important because it maintains the stability, and healthy and stability environment is provided by these organisms. For that I will explain my best examples. There is a bird ecosystem. If you think it's a bird ecosystem. One bird is there. Here is a bird ecosystem. Here number of insects are present. Number of insects are present. What has happened? These insects, by eating the plants. Okay now. These insects are eating the plants in that particular environment. If all insects eat all the plants, what will happen? It loses its food. So it migrate to other parts. Here the bird will die without the food. Think once again. What happens? If all the insects eat these plants, one plant is there, plant and bird ecosystem, some insects are present. If all the insects eat this plant, what happens? All the insects consumes its food, so they have to migrate from this place, or the bird have to leave the place. In the other case, the bird, by eating these insects, it controls its number not to getting too larger. Okay, by eating some of the insects and control it not to getting too larger, the maintaining of balance is stability here. Okay, now it takes the stability, healthy environment will take place. Otherwise, number of birds will come to there and eat all the insects. What will happen? The bird lost its food and it's die. Do you understand this? So there is a feeding relation between the different types of organisms. Okay? So it is very important. Dear students, here we discussed about it. Now I am going to explain one of the important ecosystem, that is Koringa ecosystem. What is that? Koringa ecosystem. Students, come here. Different ecosystem, there are different types of ecosystem. Those are natural ecosystem, artificial ecosystems. Natural ecosystem also again two types: terrestrial and aquatic. Again, the terrestrial system is different types: green grass, forests, desert ecosystems. Here, fresh water, salt water ecosystems. Different types of ecosystems are there. Here I am going to explain about the Koringa ecosystem, which is which is formed by the mixing of fresh and salt water minerals. Okay, that is the mangrove forest. What is that? Mangroves. Mangroves, Koringa especially we are discussing here. Mangroves are the most productive ecosystems on the earth. Mangroves are the most productive ecosystems on the earth. It provides different types of nutrients to the organisms that lives in it. Generally, the mangroves are the forests that grow in the backwaters of low depth areas in the seashore. Backwaters of water of low depth areas of seashore. Actually, a river mouth. So actually, where the river is going to join with the ocean, at that times, by the pushing of the tides, the river water and this tide water somehow go into the low depth areas, and there this forms these mangroves. ఎక్కడైతే నది సముద్రంలో కలుస్తూ ఉంటుందో సముద్ర పాలలు ఈ నది వాటర్ రెండు కలిసి పక్కనే లోతట్టు పల్ల ప్రాంతాలకు వెళ్ళి అక్కడ మ్యాంగ్రూవ్ ఫారెస్ట్ ని తయారు చేస్తాయి. Okay, mangroves grows in the backwaters of low depth areas of the seashore. Okay, so they work as a good breeders and good type of nutrients. Okay, it is the place for the endangered animals which are facing the danger in the previous class we discussed. So these are also protective place for the breeding animals and endangered species, and most variety of organisms will be present in this mangroves ecosystem. So if you come to Koringa is situated the south of Kakinada Bay, at the south of Kakinada Bay and 150 kilometers south of the Visakhapatnam. Koringa is situated south of the Kakinada Bay on the south of the 150 kilometers from Visakhapatnam. So the name Koringa was coined by the river Koringai. The name after getting by the river Koringai. It receives the water from the Gautami, Gaderu and Godavari. Okay, it gets the water from the Gautami, Gaderu and Godavari, and the salt water from the Bay of from the bay, Kakinada Bay. Okay, it forms this Koringa ecosystem here. Okay, this is about Koringa ecosystem. In the next class, we will discuss more about it. You follow all these things. Okay, thank you.